The USF IRB has created general guidance videos to provide our USF and affiliated research community with guidance on a variety of IRB and Bulls IRB topics. One such topic is supporting our research community in understanding conflict of interest, or COI. This video is designed to support USF and USF affiliated researchers in comprehending COI basic definitions and processes. First, let's start with some definitions. Let's define conflict of interest. The term conflict of interest, or COI, refers to situations in which financial or non-financial considerations may compromise or have the appearance of compromising a researcher's objectivity in meeting duties or responsibilities. The potential bias that COIs may impart can affect multiple research activities, including decisions about enrollment, inclusion-exclusion criteria, choice of personnel to conduct a study, recruitment, and consenting of research subjects. It can also affect vendor selection in the purchase of equipment, other supplies, data collection, analysis, interpretation, sharing of research results, choice of research design, and statistical methods. Bias or the appearance thereof can be extremely detrimental to research integrity and erode the public trust in the research enterprise if not addressed in a transparent manner. Now that we understand COI, let's dig into the PHS or Public Health Service and USF definitions of research. The PHS regulations specify that research includes any activity for which research funding is available from a PHS awarding component, such as a research grant, career development award, center grant, individual fellowship award, infrastructure award, institutional training grant, program project, or research resources award. USF Policy 0309 defines research as any systemic investigation, including research development, testing, and evaluation, designed to develop or contribute to generalizable knowledge, whether or not it is made available to the general public, involving a USF employee, student, or other personnel where USF is responsible for the oversight and/or administration of the activity. Now that we got some insight on research, let's talk about PHS, USF, and National Science Foundation or NSF definitions of investigator. PHS regulations state that investigator means the project director or principal investigator or any other person, regardless of title or position, who is responsible for the design, conduct, or reporting of research funded by the PHS or proposed for such funding, which may include, for example, collaborators or consultants. NSF Grantee Standards indicate that the term investigator means the PI, co-PI, and any other person identified on the proposed project who is responsible for the design, conduct, or reporting of research or educational activities funded or proposed for funding by NSF. USF Policy 0309 therefore defines investigator as the project director or principal investigator and any other person, regardless of title or position, who is responsible for the design, conduct, or reporting of a USF research project. Okay, we got research and investigator defined. Now let's talk about significant financial interest, or SFI. When an organization receives a PHS award, before expending any funds on the project, a committee or assigned individual must review the disclosures of all researchers on the project to determine whether any SFIs are related to the research. If there appears to be a related SFI, the organization must then conduct an analysis to determine whether the SFI in question rises to the level of being a financial conflict of interest and/or private interest, such as a non-financial conflict of interest. A non-financial COI may arise in many ways. The desire for tenure or the need to produce data in support of an ongoing hypothesis are just two examples of such COIs. SFI is defined as a financial interest consisting of one or more of the following interests that may reasonably appear to be related to the researcher's organizational responsibilities. This involves intellectual property, consulting and advisory relationships, ownership interests in an entity related to the research, and/or position on a governing board of an entity related to the research. Management of COIs is critical to ensuring research integrity, the public trust in the organization, and the protection of human subjects' rights, safety, and welfare. Now that we've learned some basic information, let's go over the USF COI program responsibilities. The COI program is responsible in ensuring that the integrity of research is maintained during all phases of research. Another responsibility is in preserving the public's trust in USF while also promoting entrepreneurship among researchers. The COI program identifies, reviews, and manages research-related individual COIs and institutional COIs. We're going to dig into these a little later. The COI program is also responsible in providing guidance and support to the USF community regarding COI policies, processes, and procedures. We spoke about this briefly. Now let's unpack the types of COIs. There are 3. In the context of research, an individual conflict of interest exists when an investigator's private interests may compromise or have the appearance of compromising an investigator's professional judgment in the design, conduct, or reporting of the research. Now note that these private interests are not limited to financial interests. In the context of research, an institutional conflict of interest may exist when the institution or one of its senior officials has a financial interest related to the research. This conflict relates to the organization having competing interests, such as an unequal access to information, biased ground rules, and impaired objectivity. For additional information and links on USF policies for individual and institutional COIs, please visit the COI website. The COI program also asks that if USF is the prime recipient for PHS and NSF projects, that the PI ensures that all investigators maintain a disclosure and certify annually. To see which COI disclosure you need to complete with explanations, review our Which COI Should I Use flyer on the Bulls IRB website. For additional support with questions on COI, visit the COI website or send an email to the COI general inbox at coi-research@usf.edu. You can also send an email to the general USF IRB inbox at rsch-irb@usf.edu. Thanks for watching.